Ladies and gentlemen, I got another school board for you.
Hello. Before we begin, I would like to ask you, or Miss Ekchian, you wrote out an email calling my complaint and my daughter's complaint rhetoric. It's not rhetoric. It's actually a true complaint for her safety. And unfortunately, a lot of this, our complaint has gone or has been now turned into something where we are anti-LGBTQ. You guys are completely ignoring the fact that this is still a safety issue and that your school teachers are harassing an already marginalized child, a disabled child with a brain injury that actually affects her short-term memory.
I find it rather weird that we live in a time that disabled people can be seen as a protective class when they accidentally challenge the normality of specific ideology.
And you sent out an email, and so did Mr. Ben Wolf, saying that you guys investigated it, but yet you never spoke to Thelma or myself before that email was sent out. So before we begin, I would like you to tell us, you said that you're going to clear up the social media issue. I would like for you to clear it up right now before everyone is done speaking. And I want you to tell my daughter, look her in the eyes and tell her whatever lie it is that you think you're going to say at the end of everything, just like a true gaslighter. And I've never met you personally, but that is actually the definition of gaslighting. A person complains and tells you, because this is not our first complaint to GUSD about the situation.
The fact that we have so much feature about these school board meetings, and a lot of people keep telling me this is not happening at school, even with this much proof, complaining it online, they're not doing anything. So they keep gaslighting you, even with proof.
We continue to complain. You have a large audience here of both sides, and they, just as much as us or whatever, if there's some separation between the two parties, we both need transparency. And you need to stop lying to your LGBTQ community as well, that this is an anti-LGBT or anti-transgender, because it's not. My daughter mentioned a young girl's name, or she mentioned a name, and she's actually really great friends with that kid. So you need to stop selling this as we hate transgenders, we hate gays, we hate lesbians.
But these people will make sure your friend sees you as if you are doing that on purpose. They will include you in the box. They are labeling you. They are generalizing you, because without that way of thinking, they know they have no purpose in life.
You need to stop, because this is what you create, is a divide where these people can continue to feel like they're hated and they're not. You create the division in the schools. Miss Kellogg, Mr. Ben Wolf, they create the division in the school, because my daughter is great friends with that child, and they don't know hate amongst each other, even if their beliefs are completely different. And they had a conversation over the weekend, and they hung out today. You need to stop telling transgender people or gay people or bisexual people, whatever. You need to stop telling them that this is hate in the schools, because it's not.
They are causing the divide because they only see race, and they can only judge you by how you look and not by your action, unless your action reflects the thing that gives them the moral point to prove them right over and over again.
They don't hate each other. Everybody here doesn't hate each other. They're all just very stinking misinformed. You're saying that there are no men inside of the locker room? That's false.
Things happen in the bathroom. We can always go to Loudoun County. I keep repeating that story. That's not the only one, but nobody is going to talk about it. It's a small issue, or the person doesn't exist.
There are also boys, and I know the boy's name, and I will not say it here because to respect to him and his parents, but I definitely will tell a trusted, unbiased person this kid's name if you guys keep on trying to gaslight parents. You also say that there is no type of violence or anything of that type at this school. Well, I actually have the video of a young girl female being beat up by a transgender boy, but you guys are not saying this to the public.
I find it rather unique that a man with too much testosterone gets a specific treatment, but a transgender that never experienced testosterone received testosterone to become a transgender boy and suddenly beat somebody up with specific reaction and they defend them.
You say that you give us transparency, but did you also tell the parents? Because I know I got surprised when my daughter came to me with a school assignment where she, a special needs child with a brain injury, needs to write down an explanation of sex, including transgender sex, lesbian sex, any type of sex, to an 8-year-old. What exactly do you think you're going to do with that explanation of a teenager? So for an 8-year-old child, what are you going to do? And why didn't any of the parents here, gay, transgender, or straight parents, why didn't we get that notice? Hey, you know what? We're going to be teaching your kid to write about an 8-year-old, to rewrite sex for an 8-year-old.
Because you're a Christian. Because you might have been a parent that approved this, but then they started doing it to your kid.
Oh no, it's not a rumor, honey. It's not. Oh, groomers. Yeah, that's definitely groomers.
I find it rather weird that you really think you should teach an 8-year-old something that most kids don't even learn at that moment.
I would like for you to clarify this. I would also like the teachers to be put in some type of, they should be in trouble for calling my daughter intolerant, bigot, and transphobic, because that is hate speech. You do need to respect Christian values. Whether you're a Christian or not, you need to respect it. And you need to stop lying and stop gaslighting parents of whatever walk of life they are.
Christianity has showed so much empathy these days that people got confused by it and actually believe they can just switch the words because we have some empathetic Christians that believe in love is love.
You need to stop. And you need to stop lying, because then we have children such as my daughter and her best friend or her friend that now think that they should hate each other because you have created this. There's no reason for it. So please clarify that right now, whatever lie it is.
Thank you very much for speaking as well. And we do have the final card on this topic. Should we take that before the children's piece?
No,
Okay.
my daughter is right here. I would like that explanation. And I would also like to know what Mr. Olvera did with the name of the young lady that I said was raped by an 18-year-old student also at GHS. And if he does not give some type of clarification to that child's parent, because I know that child's parent personally.
All right, Ms. Vivar.
I tell the GUSD or whomever else that girl's name.
And I know that you have, there was an appointment that needed to be rescheduled, and so.
It was an appointment where I was not allowed to bring any witnesses. It was just me and my daughter. And I'm not going to go to something where it's just me and my daughter and there's no witness.
I would say try to vote these people out. That's actually the most effective way. You can talk with these people.
And so we will continue. We will follow up. And the next speaker is Tony Passarella. And thank you for coming. And thank you.
There were even gay people there that were saying this is indoctrination.
Has made me one. I'm a middle-aged lesbian. I assure you, the LGB does not need to be propagandized to in order to realize our sexuality. It's clear your end goal is not about inclusion or acceptance. It's about capitulation and surrender.
Because like I said before, those that went to church, LGB, they still became LGB with all the Christian stuff around them. It's going to happen. So the way I see it, the indoctrination from the current LGB at school is way better than the indoctrination that we saw at the church. So I find it rather weird because you always compensate so much. And right now it is at a level that it is damaging kids.